When it comes to keeping kids safe online, there are plenty of tools available. In this review, I'll explain why Bark might have just won the blue ribbon for Best in Show. Now, signing up for Bark is quick and easy. Just head to their website, select a plan, and enter your payment information. Now, they do offer a few different plans, and I personally recommend Bark Premium. While the setup process takes a little bit of effort, Bark does make it easier by offering video walkthroughs. Now, should you run into any issues, Bark's customer support is above average. During my testing, I submitted 3 tickets and received prompt responses, each within an hour and each resolving my issue. Now, would I have preferred to talk to somebody on the phone? Yes, but over the phone customer support is really hard to come by these days, and with the response times being what they are, email should suit your needs. Setting up Bark involves creating a protection profile for each child, linking their device, and then downloading the Bark app onto their phone. Now, you'll need to establish connections between each of the apps that you want to monitor. Now, if your child is already logged into those apps, setting up is as easy as sending a link to their phone. Now, if your child isn't logged in, you will need their credentials in order to complete the setup process. Bark on Android is easier to set up than on iOS, as it can automatically monitor many of the apps with just the installation of the Bark app. Once Bark is up and running, it offers a powerful suite of tools to help keep kids safe. Here's a breakdown of the 3 main protection categories. Bark supports over 30 common apps, monitoring your child's activity and alerting you to potentially harmful content like violence, bullying, and explicit language. But it can also pick up on subtler but still important things like body image issues and depression. It also tracks messages and emails, alerting you to potentially harmful content in both incoming and outgoing messages. Bark gives you control over your child's tech usage by allowing you to set time limits and create schedules for individual apps. You can also define specific parts of the day like at school time, bedtime, and free time, and set different defaults for each. While you can schedule when apps are accessible, one limitation of Bark is that you can't set individual limits for specific apps. So like you can't set a 30-minute limit for Instagram and then a 30-minute limit for Minecraft. You would have to do a 60-minute limit for all apps. However, you can still pause their internet connection with just one button and then make fine-tune adjustments as needed. That allows you to stay in the driver's seat without the tail wagging the dog. Because Bark. Bark's location tracking feature exceeded my expectations. Now, with this feature, your child can check in with just the push of a button and send you their exact location at that time. You can also request scheduled text updates, and you can get alerted when they enter or exit a specified area like their home or school. Live location tracking is also available, which does give you the peace of mind if your child needs to be in a lot of different places over the course of the day and you want to see where they are in real time. Now, what it will also do is provide you with driving routes and top speeds on those driving routes, which is super helpful if you have a new driver in the house. One thing I appreciate about Bark is its non-intrusive approach. Instead of tracking every incoming and outgoing message, Bark monitors for potentially harmful content and only notifies you when it finds that. You can also fine-tune and adjust those settings based on your family's comfort level. This approach allows me to show my child that I trust them while also allowing for some basic protections. It also opens up opportunities for us to talk about online safety without it feeling like I have personally been over their shoulder reading every single message they've sent. Because let's be honest, if kids do want to find a way around parental controls, they will. You can trust me on that. They're going to find a way. There are notable differences on how Bark performs on Apple versus Android due to restrictions of those platforms. So on iOS, Apple limits Bark's access to real-time data, meaning that it doesn't scan your child's phone until you and your child are on the same Wi-Fi. So that means you might not get notified of something that happens until long after it occurs. Also, Bark is unable to monitor messages on apps like Facebook and Instagram because of Apple's restrictions. Bark offers more comprehensive coverage on Android devices, allowing for real-time monitoring and monitoring messages on apps like Facebook and Instagram. So for the most comprehensive protection, I would consider using Android for your child's devices, but you can go to Bark's website for a complete breakdown of what's supported on each platform. Another feature Bark offers is monitoring your child's app settings, especially on social media, and recommends changes to prevent exposure to harmful content. Social media apps already have numerous settings that can help impact your privacy, and Bark allows you to optimize those settings to prevent potential exposure to unnecessary risks. With its user-friendly design, robust features, and honestly impressive AI-driven monitoring capabilities, Bark stands out as one of the best parental control apps on the market. Whether it's monitoring app usage, keeping track of screen time, or tracking your child's location, Bark strikes a perfect balance of comprehensive protection without being too aggressive. Consider it the golden retriever of parental control apps. That's all for now. We'll see you in the next one.